Hello everyone, welcome to CNA, the daily newspaper analysis. So today is 17th of January, just after Bihu, we are having our first CNA. So let's start the analysis of today. This is me and my relevant working experience. If you want to join our WhatsApp as well as our Telegram groups, you can join in by the links given in the description section below. Also, this is the Prelims Foundation crash course. As we all know that the result will be coming soon anytime by now. So we have got a new batch starting from 22nd of January 2024, which will be a dedicated prelims crash course. Okay, so we will directly have a target to complete it, the important elements of the APSC prelims, which will be in by the 17th of March 2024. Okay, so you can just avail this at a special offer of 9999 and you can register on by scanning this particular code. Also, the people who wants to have only the test series, so we have got a 30 test series, be it sectional, be it full length, or be it the CSAT, at just rupees 999. So this is the time schedules of the date. Okay, so we will be ending this particular test by 14th of March. Okay, so by the time period before 17th, you can have this particular test series and you can avail your respective quality of appearing for the upcoming APSC prelims. Let's start with the analysis of today. Ki ase India's logistic landscape. First, India-Nepal Power Pact on renewable energy, progress in improving MPI in India, Indian food processing sector and export, and relevant prelims facts. Okay, kya is logistics sector to add 10 million jobs by 2027 report. So slowly and slowly, India's logistics sector is expanding, and therefore, the logistics sector has undergone significant scrutiny and development recently, which is tracked through metrics such as Logistic Performance Index, and has shown improvement, rising to the 38th of 139 countries in 2023 from its 54th ranking in 2014. So, 2014 logistic index our ranking kiman asile 54 and aji kiman hoy gol 38, which is a good increase. So, A2K koi LPI index. So, what is basically LPI? See, LPI or Logistic Performance Index is an interactive benchmarking tool which is developed by the World Bank Group, and it measures the ease of establishing reliable supply chain connections within the structural factors that make it possible. So, আজি যদি মই associated logistic cause of percentage of GDP কওঁ, India তোমালোকে চাব পাৰা 14%, BRICS আছে 11%, Europe or 10, China 9, US or 8. So we are very much at a far better position in this particular index. So আজি যদি মই LPI কথা ক'বলৈ যাওঁ, so LPI has got 6 parameters, namely ki customer performance, infrastructure quality, ease of arranging shipments, logistics service quality, consignment tracking and tracing, timelines of shipments. So these are the 6 parameters which directly go ahead with the logistic thing. Okay, so আজি amar eta plan ase which is known as Gati Shakti Master Plan. And under this Gati Shakti Master Plan, we have got the roadway capacity to be increased. Okay, তাৰপিছত আমি railway transportও বঢ়াব গৈ আছো, 200 new airports বঢ়াব গৈ আছো, transmission network আমি বঢ়াম, okay, through renewable energy and also via various connectivity measures connecting villages. Okay, so aji, though we have got issues in association with the logistic system, it may be the logistic cost in India, which is very high today. Okay, even with respective to the state level logistic policies. So kisuman amar yate arguments ase in against of this logistic growth, but still at some point of time I have to say that today the sector in India can bloom in the coming time with the growing population. We have to go ahead with the employment opportunities. Aru take goise je by 2027 we can create or we can reap the benefits from this particular sector. So আজি যদি মই state rankings ত চাওঁ, top logistic code কোন আছে? Gujarat আছে, আৰু top 10 ভিতৰত you can see all this particular states. Okay, so you can see groups or categories under coastal, landlocked, northeast, union territories. So ইয়াতে গোটেইকেইটা আছে achievers, fast movers and aspirers. তো তোমালোকে এবাৰ গোটেইখিনি চোৱাৰ পিছত you will get a brief idea and then attempt this particular question. But don't forget about Gati Shakti Yojana. তোমালোকে মোক অলপ কোৱাচোন Gati Shakti Yojanaৰ কথা। ওকে, যে Gati Shakti Yojana ক'ত আহিছিলে, কোনটো মিছন আণ্ডাৰত কৰিছিলে, কোনটো বাজেটত কিমান লেআউট দিছিলে, সেইটো তোমালোকে মোক কমেণ্ট ছেকশ্যনত কোৱা। নেক্সট কি আহিছে, India Nepal Power Pact on Renewable Energy. India Nepal Power Pact. So they have recently signed a long-term agreement for the export of power. So this agreement was inked during the 7th meeting of the Nepal-India Joint Commission, highlighting the strengthening ties between the two nations. So ki discuss all? Power export agreement. So they signed a bilateral agreement to export 10,000 megawatt of power in the next 10 years, cross-border transmission lines inauguration, renewable energy cooperation, okay, agreement for satellite service. So all these things are basically done in respective to this particular country so that we can make or we can reap the benefits of this particular country and you can utilize it in our country, which is basically facing power shortages every period of time. So therefore, today we know that right from the Indo-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship back then in 1950, Nepal has emerged to be India's largest trading partner, and also we know that India is Nepal's largest source of foreign investments. Also, culturally or ethnically, if I see, 2/3 of Nepal's merchandise trade and about 1/3 of the trade are in services, and therefore we can see that the Nepal, though have got some of the cultural linkages, be it through Lumbini, okay, and therefore we can see that the Embassy of India in Nepal, in collaboration with the Lumbini Development Trust and the Lumbini Buddhist University, organized even the inaugural India-Nepal Cultural Festival in the last year, December. Okay, তাৰ ওপৰত আমি water sharing ত লৈও আছো। কোশি এগ্ৰিমেণ্ট বুলি ক'লে গম পাবা 1954 ৰিভাইজ কৰা গৈছিলে, 1954 অহা গৈছিলে, 1966 এই কোশি এগ্ৰিমেণ্টখন আমি ৰিভাইজ কৰিছিলোঁ। তাৰপিছত আৰু এখন আছে গণ্ডাক এগ্ৰিমেণ্ট বুলি, ওকে, এইখন 1959 আহিছিলে আৰু 1964 মানত আমি কি কৰিছোঁ, ৰিভাইজ কৰাইছিলোঁ, ঠিক আছে। তাৰপিছত আমি মহাকালী ট্ৰিটি এটা কৰিছিলোঁ 1996, ওকে, মহাকালী ট্ৰিটি। চ' মহাকালী ট্ৰিটিৰো আমাৰ ইয়াতে ট্ৰিটি আছে ইন ৰিলেশ্যনছ টু ৱাটাৰ শ্বেয়াৰিং। তাৰপিছত কানেক্টিভিটিৰ কাৰণে আমি 10টা ৰোড বনাইছিলোঁ, আপগ্ৰেড কৰিছিলোঁ মেইনলি, ওকে। তাৰ ওপৰত এটা ৰেল লিংকো আপগ্ৰেড কৰিছিলোঁ, যোগবানী, বিৰাটনগৰ এণ্ড জয়ানগৰ বৰ্দিবাস, ওকে। So all these things are basically important in this particular criteria. But yes, in some of the instant of time, we can face many amount of challenges, be it the boundary dispute, Chinese rising footprint. Okay, so all these things can be addressed with diplomatic dialogues and engaging in various number of other entities where we can make the people in-house in a country like us. Okay, so এইখিনি কথাই ইয়াত কোৱা গৈছে about this particular agreement. So জানি থবা তোমালোকে, this is important and then attempt this particular questions. Next কি আছে, progress in improving MPI in India. MPI, multidimensional poverty index. So MPI বুলি ক'লে multidimensional poverty. So what is this? So you can say that when I say about MPI, okay, so MPI measures the interlinked deprivation in health, education and standard of living that directly affect a person's life and well-being. So therefore, by the time of Global Multidimensional Poverty Index 2023, which has been released by the UNDP, so we all know that globally 1.1 billion people, that is 18% of the total population, are actually multidimensionally poor and live in acute multidimensionally poverty across around 110 countries. Okay, so today if I have to say about this, that is the MPI in India, so here কোৱা গৈছে যে over 24.8 crore population moved out of poverty in India in 9 years. হেতু কোনে ৰিপৰ্ট দিছে, নীতি আয়োগ, okay, নীতি আয়োগে দিছে, okay, and this discussion is very much important when you are talking about national multidimensional poverty index. Okay, so here the three equally weighted dimensions of health, education and standard of living that are represented by 12 sustainable development goals aligned indicators. Okay, so this includes nutrition, child, adolescent mortality, maternal health, years of schooling, school attendance, cooking, fuel, sanitation, drinking water, electricity, housing, assets and bank accounts. So A to K yate measure korise, okay, aru yare report khon এই ৰিসেন্টলি ওলোৱা গৈছে okay that is some of the very important things in association with this particular schemes so আজি যদি মই কওঁ the government initiative for reducing deprivation of and improving the well-being of the citizens we have got a good amount of schemes be it the pradhan mantri garib kalyan anna yojana ujjwala yojana poshan abhiyan pm awas yojana okay then we have the this pradhan mantri sahaj bijli har ghar yojana saubhagya okay then we have got the manrega okay to enko bahut ase আমাৰ ওচৰত য'ত আমি ফ'কাছ কৰোঁ কিহৰ ওপৰত অনলি টু বেনিফিটছ দ্য পুৱাৰ এণ্ড অলছ' টু মেক দ্য পুৱাৰ্ছ জিৰ' ইন দ্য কামিং পিৰিয়ড অফ টাইম নীতি আয়োগ কি আছে গোটেইখিনি কথা লিখি আছে মোক কোৱা হু ইজ দ্য চেয়াৰমেন অফ নীতি আয়োগ এণ্ড হু ইজ দ্য ভাইচ চেয়াৰমেন অফ নীতি আয়োগ এজ অফ নাও অ'কে কুৱেশ্যন দিয়া আছে চাই ল'বা নেক্সট ইণ্ডিয়ান ফুড প্ৰচেছিং ছেক্টৰ এণ্ড এক্সপৰ্ট ইণ্ডিয়ান ফুড প্ৰচেছিং ছেক্টৰ কিহৰ কাৰণে নিউজত আছে ৰিচেণ্টলি প্ৰচেছ ফুড এক্সপৰ্টছ আপ 150% in 9 years, which has been said by Piyush Goyal, who is Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textiles, who has said something about this. Okay, so to Koripela Kwagose, that it has an aggregate of around $53 billion during this period of time. So praising India's diverse food industry and the burgeoning demand for Indian foods globally, the minister emphasized on the need for large-scale food processing product, branding and exports focus too. So significant achievements of the Indian food processing sector ki ase investment bahise okay agriculture export obviously bahise geographical indication tax hodaisun kiban hoy kiba ta tax pai ase obviously so it's for the betterment of the agriculture industry one district one product initiative bahut kini unique food items hoya hoise okay global demand for Indian foods that is a burgeoning demand then potential India's food processing market estimated to reach $535 billion by 2025 which is a very huge proportion okay but still, we can face some of the challenges associated with this food processing industries. You can say about gaps in supply chain, fragmented supply chain, infrastructure bottlenecks, regulatory system, low processing level, seasonality of operations, institutional gaps. So all these things are processing challenges, but still, in the coming futures, we can say that food processing industry may boost in the coming period. Okay, so yate, tumalaka mukwa, what is mega food park? Hoy ki bosu. মেগা ফুড পাৰ্ক হয় কি অ'কে কি হয় বস্তুটো মোক সেইটো তোমালোকে কোৱা আৰু এটা মোক কোৱা হোৱাট আৰ ডেজিগনেটেড ফুড পাৰ্কছ মেগা ফুড পাৰ্কছ আৰু ডেজিগনেটেড ফুড পাৰ্কছ কি হয় মোক কমেণ্ট ছেকশ্যনত কোৱা অ'কে চ' ইয়াৰে গোটেই স্কিমছখিনি মই দি থৈ দিছিলোঁ চাই ল'বা চাম প্ৰব্লেম ফেক্টছ ভাৰত টেক্স 2024 কি হয় এইটো চ' recently Union Minister of Textiles Shri Piyush Goyal reviewed the progress of the upcoming mega textile event Bharat Tex during a meeting of Textile Export Promotion Councils and Ministry officials. So what is this? Global Textile Mega Event hoy by 11 Textile Export Promotion Councils in collaboration with Ministry of Textile. So it showcases India's entire textile value chain, emphasizing fashion, traditional crafts and sustainability. So very important. Okay, textile. Then Drishti 10 Starliner. Ki hoy etu? It is basically a type of drone, okay, which is Indian Navy has received its first indigenous medium altitude long endurance male drone, Drishti 10 Starliner, which is developed by Adani Defense and Aerospace. Okay, baki yar gita features ase likha ase. Next, IUCN assessment of Himalayan wolf, which has been assessed for the first time in the International Union for Conservation of Nature and is under red list and is categorized as vulnerable. Okay, so it's a prominent lupine predator found across the Himalayas and it is also therefore called as Tibetan wolves. Tibetan wolves. Okay, so in China you can find in Tibet, you can find in northern India you can find. Okay, so it conservation ami janu appendix 1 of thwa goise. Okay, and also it is under vulnerable category. Okay, so that is in association with this particular news. So that is all for today.